Tests. Hi guys. So you might notice that I've got cameras everywhere, down there, here and here, and there's a reason for that. I'm going to be taking out this seat and installing the one next to it, this Sensit. So for this, I'm going to have a bunch of tools, including myself, a nice hot beverage, tea, it's good. And yeah, a lot of luck, I think. I've got, I hope, enough M8 nuts and bolts and T-nuts and things in here. If we don't, then we're in trouble. And I thought it would be a nice thing to do as a stream with you guys. So I will be keeping an eye on chat when I can. I don't have the mouse and keyboard here, so I'll have to reach over there to get it. If it's a little bit washed out on camera, apologies. I've got light literally everywhere to try and compensate for the gloom of Blighty. Yeah, so I thought this would be a fun little thing to do together. Hopefully it won't take too long. I have not actually tried the Sensit at all before, all this installation, so we'll see. So we're swapping from this recliner to a bucket seat. I'm going to have to feed the seat belts through, but that's actually a trivial task. It'd be the rest of it that'd be fun. I've not had a bucket seat in the rig, and I'm sure there'll be lots of swearing involved. Hopefully this is not a 20-hour stream of me swearing, but we shall soon find. So let's get to it. All right, so first of all, you can see how graceless I am when it comes to getting out. You might also notice that the rig needs a bit of a dust. Apologies for all those things. I've got this nice trusty armrest that's currently tucked in here. I'm going to build out some other bits and pieces to be able to run this as a racing / flight sim later on. So that'll be a fun little project to do together. But first off, I want some vibrations. I do have the slip angle kit somewhere in here. I don't know if you can see that on camera. No, I don't think so. Basically, it's 4 bass shakers in the corners, sat on springs. And honestly, for me, the 50 watts per channel, 4 channels setup that you have with slip angle just doesn't cut it. Maybe I should lose weight. Maybe my rig should lose weight. But honestly, I feel very little compared to what I used to when I had the bass shakers under my seat. And I kind of wanted to go back to that arrangement, but then I saw the Sensit that has a bunch more haptics embedded and thought that could be a very nice replacement for this. So on pedal shakers, in seat shakers, and yeah, we go from there. Obviously, we've got the belt tensioner still here that I love. So we could get a bit more feel. I do feel that the last couple of races I've done, I do a lot of endurance, but the last couple of races I've done just felt slightly dead in the car. I don't feel the car losing grip. I don't know if that's a me issue. There are plenty of people that a G7, G9, those Logitech based wheels and have a lot of and are able to with them, but that is not me. And I kind of immersion. So yeah, enough babble. Let's see if we can get this out of here. I try not to you builder's bum or something like that, but I can't guarantee it because that camera's quite low. I'm quite yeah, so let's get this started. So the seatbelts here are fairly easy. They can just tuck under. This one we can just push through. So push that through. I do need to find, I've mislaid them for now. Maybe I have to print them all, buy some more, but I've lost the seat sliders. So with the belt from Cubic Systems, maybe get a shout out for Cubic Systems. It's a great product, and maybe they give me some replacement sliders. But the sliders didn't fit this chair, so I opted to leave them out. But it'd be nice to put them in the Sensit, which is a much more kind of like standard configuration seat by the looks of it. Don't know who makes the seat, and it is not going to be FIA approved, but who cares, right? Cool. Had a race here yesterday and I made a mess everywhere because that's what I do in a race. I get a bit too comfortable, and yeah, That's the 8 hours of Daytona. I didn't stream it, didn't feel the need to stream it. I hadn't got ready for doing so. And my good friend Nick over at Russell Sim Racing did so. So if you haven't checked out his channel, I'll provide it in a link in this video description later on. And yeah, I think you should go and check out his stuff. 8 hours of absolute fantastic racing. Not from me, but yeah, from the guys. And congratulations to the sister car that got a podium. Okay, let's get out of here. So, like I said, got a bunch of tools, need to get this thing out. This is not going to be helpful at all, and I'm going to use a mouse mat here to hopefully protect my knees from carnage. So yeah, down here, I've got the full camera view because I figure this allows you to see everything that's going on, and we also have the PC that I use for sim racing. And yeah, hopefully that'll allow you to be able to see what I'm doing. Can't guarantee it because I can't see what I'm doing half the time. But yeah, I need to try and get this seat off. I think I'm going to have to move the Sensit out the way first. Also my other projects that I've got going at the minute. Oh, Play-Doh. Thanks, Emmy. When your children provide you gifts. They're kind of like cats, except more expensive. Okay, right. So I'm going to have to get there 4 screws that I've got to take out for this seat, the RS, I think it was the RS6. It's yeah, it's well worn. I'll probably keep the seat slider on. I do want to try and get my kids into some simming and maybe learning how to drive in the rig. I mean, I've got to justify it somehow, haven't I? So yeah, that could be fun. So this is on the slider. I think I'm going to have to take the slider off first because that's bolted directly under the seat. And hopefully I can get to the front of it. That's why we don't do these things on live stream, because you can't see what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm just taking out screw here. We have another on the other side. Jesus, these are done tight. What kind of animal did this? Oh, yeah, it's me. Yeah, I'll probably get rid of the haptics. I could probably adjust the camera down. See if I can do that for you guys. Whee! There we go. So, yeah, we can see here is one of the slip angle isolators. I mean, it has some movement. It doesn't ground, which I thought what was happening to reduce the, to reduce the effects that I was receiving, but that appears to not be the case. So it's just, unfortunately, not a great solution for me. We've got this here just to try and keep the cables moderately tidy, but I'm terrible for keeping stuff in there anyway. It all falls out. My cable management is usually, I spend a day or two doing epic cable management, realizing afterwards that I've got to take it all apart anyway, and then just don't bother putting them back together because it's too much hassle. Hopefully the stream hasn't just died, as my desktop does interesting things every few minutes. Now what's going on with that? It's almost like it thinks devices are being plugged in and they are not. But it looks like the stream is still working, so hopefully that doesn't affect you guys and it's just a problem I've got. I have to have a look at that. It's been happening since I rebuilt the PC. Just going to close a few windows because I don't know if this is happening because of my other products I've got open here. Close that all up and hopefully minimize the crap we've got to deal with on the streaming PC. So yeah, it's got a pretty decent graphics card in here now. But I don't know. The joys of 101 USB devices plugged into the same machine. Yeah, it's kind of behaving like it's loading USB ports again, so maybe I've plugged them in the wrong place, which I've done before, and that has cost me lots of time. This is a long old screw. Thought it was out. There we go. Okay, so that's that one out. One there. And then we've got to slide it back the other way so we can get to the front of the seat. So the slider is here. And this is the kind of awkward way of doing it. Normally I'd take off the whole of this frame and then deal with it. I'm kind of tempted to do it this time just because it's so hard to get to the slider, but I think I can get my fingers in there. Fat fingers that they are. Okay. Yep. So I'm going to be lazy and I'm going to sit down and do this job. Okay. I can feel it coming out. This is going to be slow and tedious, so I could take the whole frame off. Ratchet driver, where's that? It's good to have tools that do multiple things because this will speed up the job. Yes. Why do I have one missing? Why is it the one I need? Because it's always the one you need. There should be one in here. It looks like I've put something else in instead, which is riveting TV, but I think I can use that. Let's have a look. Anything that grips is enough for me. Yeah, that grips. Okay, cool. Little ratchets the right way. And just making sure that was the right way around and that it works. And then I can find such a fiddly job, this one, but yeah. There we go, so much easier. Right tool for the right job. Gotta be there's so much thread on these things. It's kind of ridiculous. It's like, well, one out. It's fallen down, but it doesn't matter because we're going to get the seat up anyway. Probably see a bunch of dust because I haven't moved this since I put it in the garage. There we go. That's it. It was, isn't? Oh, for God's sakes, man. It's dropped. And now I've got the joy of trying to get my, thankfully, still cylinder rests in there. So there we are. Yeah, I was going to do the rebrand on the stream, but I haven't got around to it yet. So, still TDSR. My daughter did find that there is another TDVR on YouTube, so that's going to not cause me a lot of concern because I don't have the kind of audience that's going to confuse that at this point. But yeah, maybe one day. They're a bigger channel than me anyway. But yeah, just undoing this. Nearly there. Come. Must be there. Must be there. Come on. Come on. So we're going to get the seat sliders on. We'll have a look at those in a sec. I've never even looked at a rig with. Oh, there we go. Whoa. Yep, it's not actually fixed down to anything there. Yeah, so got to put the seat rails on and the slider onto the Sensit. I'm guessing it's better to get it on the rig, adjust for that, and then yeah, that's gonna be fun. I might have to adjust where the rails are because the seat could be wider. There's literally nothing holding the seat down now, so if I try to lift myself up with the seat, I'm going to fall over on my ass. And whilst that will make interesting TV, I will hurt myself, so I don't want to do that. Ugh. So I'll drop tools and try to pick myself up without damaging anything, including me. Something fell off. Oh, but I'm up. Okay. Right, so this seat can get out of the way. Damn, this thing is heavy. We have the slider that we've got to try and take off first. You can see, look, foam's gone. I don't know if you can see that on camera. But yeah, this seat is. Let's have a look underneath. You see, look, the foam is gone here. It's a seat that's showing age. I don't know what I'm going to do with it after this, whether that's going in the scrap or not. We'll find out soon enough. Yep. The screw we lost. Oh, and now we can have a sip of tea. Okay. I'm trying to pull my trousers up. Let's have a look what we have here. Can't actually get the ratchet into this one. We can want this slider, even if we don't want the seat. just let you guys see what I'm doing because it's kind of gone off screen. No. So yeah, we're getting out the screws from the seat slider, which are screwed straight in to the bottom of the RS6. Big old screws too. Don't know if I'm going to be able to reuse those. Got spaces in there, I can see, between the rail and the seat, which is why they're so long. If I just scoot that out, you can see the spacer. And then I need to just push this over to be able to get this damn thing slid back the other way, because otherwise I can't get to the other screw. Whoa, back. Right. Maybe it would have been better to do the other end first, but what can you do? There we go. Get to that screw yet? Nope. It might be the extent that moves, to be honest. That one definitely moves that far, and that one, there we go. Better. I don't know if it would have worked any better if I'd done that first, but it doesn't matter. I've got to it. Hey, it's one rail off. Wonder if Ben had as much fun when he was doing his So yeah, we just need to pull that down, I think, and then we can get that pushed up. Is that enough? Not enough yet. Now it's enough. Oh, that works. Got a sweat on. I'm glad I turned the heater off in here. So have our two bars then. Ooh, that was fun, wasn't it, guys? Now I need to get rid of this damn seat because it's in the damn way. And that's going to have to go off screen. Oh, yeah. There we go. Oh, probably should have worn gloves. Anyway, where are we? So we've got the sliders. It's probably a good idea to get the dimensions of the seat and a tape measure so I don't have to keep messing about. So, hopefully, we have these seat dimensions somewhere. Hey, if we have a look at the shop for the Sensit, which one do we have? We don't have the Sparko one. They didn't have that one in stock. But look at the money. Jeez. Yeah. So we have the MTCS1. Let's have a look. Product details. Yeah, in the box. Dimensions. Okay. Seat cushion, back cushion. Oh dear. Might have problems with all of these measures because I'm above everything here. So yeah, that's fun. Devil is in the detail. Let's have a look. So it's saying 290 here, and I think that would be 540 if I'm reading that right. We shall see. So you are quite a bit wider, aren't you? But if we have a look at this, it's not 540 for sure. Let's have a look. That is, I'd say, 43. And we're currently 34. So it's a bit wider. So let's kick that out and then see what we can do from there. More elbow grease incoming, guys. I seem to have found what fell off. So one of my VR things, you can see this is kind of like a storage ground right now for all of the stuff I'm working on. We'll just give that a couple of turns to loosen it. Is that too low on the camera now? Yeah, let's bring the other camera over. So you can see it in all the views. Okay, so we've got these 4 screws that we are loosening up. Hopefully our belts don't get in the way, but we'll see. That moves. And we want about there, I think. Bit more. Gonna make the belts even more fun to get hold of. Tad more. What is that cable? I don't know if I want to know. That is on the limits on that side. I might have to change the way this frame is. If just double check the seats because I don't want to have to go back and forth. Yeah, I might also have to get a bigger seat. So yeah, I'm thinking 45. 40, 44 maybe 43 centimeters that is. Which means the slider won't work anyway. Deal with that problem later. Slider won't go on in this installation just because otherwise I've got too many variables that could go wrong. I actually want to get this done. However, these have quite a lot of adjustment on them, so I think I will be good. So I'm using these Sparco seat rails. They are overkill for the job, massively. But I think what they're going to allow me to do is possibly get these back into position. Where were they? Over there, which will give me that much clearance. So I don't think I can, even with these, use the original seat slider. We'll see. But I think that's going to be out of the question. I can use the original screws, which should save me some hassle. It'll just be a case of getting the seat in the right place. I say just. It's going to be a royal pain in the ass of back and forth. But I'm not going to worry about that on stream because that'll be far too much hassle for a Sunday. So I'm going to get these screwed in where they are now. A bit tight. Somewhere. Everything's fallen down. My gloves have fallen down. Get out of there. I can screw in. Okay. Okay. Whew. I am tired now. So those are tight. I get the rail on. Then we will tighten the rail when we get the seat in place. So we don't want to be mucking about too much with repositioning this damn thing. So a couple of those in. Just half a turn loose so I can slide it a little bit. Same on the other side. All of these things have been sat in the sim racing cupboard for weeks now, before Christmas, and some of them got a bit scratched, but I don't care. End screw. Try to be consistent on both sides. So this will be a torture test for this seat because I am above the weight limit. Over 95, I think the weight limit said it was 95 kilos. I am above that. Not going to tell you how much. You can guess. But it is quite high. Okay. Next. Yes, and I'm also about 10 centimeters too tall. But hey, that's all part of the fun, right? Okay. So it fits in the hole I've made. When I get the front of the seat lifted up a tad, the seat cushions in, I think that's going to have to come back. Let's get a couple of seat cushions in and then I can test that. So seat cushions for the Sensit come wrapped like this. They are quite plush. You can't, I'm trying to feel for where the actual, they're in there somewhere. So all of the haptics, they just go on the seat. So yeah, got a few of those. This is the back cushion because it's got the Sensit logo on it. You have the two cushions I guess go something like that. We'll sort out which ones go where, when, but I actually just want to get into the rig, make sure that my seat is in the right place before I start actually tightening things up. Let's do that. So is that going to be, that's surprisingly okay actually. I think I'm just used to being further away. But no, I think that works. Oh. Should have took the wheel off. That would make life a bit easier. Okay, so we know roughly where we want the seat, and hopefully we can do adjustments on the side because we've got these slidey ones. I think I have to use a combination of slidey, not slidey. So yeah, that could work out. So let's get this all off. Don't worry, I will actually read the instructions to see where the hell I'm supposed to put these cushions. But yeah, where's the fun in that? We want the seat leaning back a bit, or about there for comfort, I think. That should be good. Okay, so I do have the instructions open somewhere. Oh, not on here. We've got the cockpit. Let's have a look at the quick installation guide. Did that download even work? Come on. PDN Shopify. There we go. Oh, that'll do. Does that one not work? That thing dead? No, it's not dead. It's just clicking the wrong place. Cool. So we have different setup to this. So S1 documentation. Okay, so maybe they just have one size fits all. But it looks like we have a control unit, which we might have. Got a couple of boxes. We have the seat. The instructions, which are different, so that's okay. It's got the 3 panels. So I think the cushion that I currently have at the back is the one for the front. And then we've got this one here that goes in. Yeah, that's right. So we've got to feed the cables throughout the bottom. Put the control unit on the bottom of the seat, which you can see in the diagram on screen. And then plug it all in. It's not going to be a pain in the arse at all. Okay, so in here, in this box, let's sit down. Got my seats now because I had to move them all. But yeah, we get there. So we have USB cable. We have these pads that are used to affix this control unit onto the bottom of the seat. That'd be an interesting one to do. Yeah, so we should have the Velcro. Okay. Oh, right. Okay. So we put that there. We somehow get these to join. Yeah, there we go. They've clipped together, so that's nice and easy. And then they get affixed on the bottom. And we're good to go. I don't like to do things in order. Where's the fun in that? And let's have a look at this. Just thinking, where am I routing these cables? Because I can't go on the back wall. I am at capacity there. I think it's going to have to be currently where all my base shakers are plugged in, which means I'll route it under the rig. So we've got power supply. So I'll route that through and under. That should all be nice and easy to do. I think it's seat assembly. Get the rails in. And we should be good. get this stuck to the bottom. I don't know what the time to dry on this will be, but cure time is usually not instant, so you want to give it a little bit of time to cure. I've already been at this for a while. Wow, I am struggling. Come on, you bugger. Good. The hardest part of the job is getting the freaking protective pad off of the sticky thing. Ah, yeah. Come on. Come on. There we go. There we go. Right, so bottom. Get that on there. Try and keep my rubbish reasonably tidy because I'm not very good at that. It would have been nice if we had some bits from Sensit to install the seat, like M8 bolts. I guess when you're talking bucket seat like this, you're expecting it to be in a sim rig that is likely to be aluminium profile. I'm a little bit worried about the fact that I'm over the weight limit and height limit, but hey, that's why we do this. I might have to end up buying another seat later on, which is going to be painful. These things aren't cheap. Okay, so we've got the stickers on the control box. We'll leave that to cure for a minute. Let's feed these out here. I'm going to just move the rails somewhere. I think they're going to unfortunately have to be discarded because it's not going to be big enough for the seat. And I'm going to have to undo some of these screws a little bit just to see how much tighter I can get this, because it looks like that needs to go on both sides. Well, it's not bad actually. It's the back. Looks like I've got a lot of room on one side. So yeah, I'm going to have to just adjust these a little bit, which actually I think, looking at it, I can do with the seat in situ. So that's what I'm going to do, is tighten this up where it is, get the seat off, and break everything in the process. Hope not. Okay, so where did I put that Allen key? My question that I ask myself every 5 minutes when I'm doing stuff like this. Where did I put that Allen key? Found it. Okay, so need to just loosen this off. The back end I think I can get to, even with the seat in place, which means that I can loosen these off and tighten them when I put the seat in, so they should be in the perfect position. The rails I'm happy with, so it's just a case of making sure I can move this all to get it tight, bring the rails to their position, line it up with the back of the profile, and then tighten it up. Flex the back. See if I can adjust the camera for you guys so you can see the seat. Seat will be here. So yeah, align with the back of the profile, making sure that you are in the same position roughly, because we want to try and minimize the amount of skew there is from left to right. I like to get the wheel bang in the middle. Say wheel, I mean seat. You know what I meant. Get up. Okay. Right, all good. So we've got the middle belt, the lap belt's going to feed through. Yeah, I think we are cooking with gas. So now we've got this seat. If I budge it over, let's move these cables out of the way. The seat here. Oh, fall over. Always good. So I've got the Sensit here. We're going to take these wrappers off. The back is pretty obvious. Go over that. Have this cable that routes through. Basically, if you can see that, that's quite a nice pattern, and can't really feel the haptics in there, which is nice. They've got Velcro on the back to stick on here, basically like normal bucket seat cushions. And there is a zip somewhere. You can see there's a zip, runs all the way around, I guess just in case you need to do any repair jobs on it. Hopefully not necessary. So we can get that in there. And that feeds down in the middle. Then we have the little cushion. Not this big fat one. This big fat one goes on the edge and feeds in. Where did I put the other one? That's behind the seat, isn't it? Let's just move those out of the way. Try not to kill the chair. So a little cushion. That's the little one. It's kind of wedge shaped. You push that in. It goes somewhat under the back cushion to make sure that they are okay. Okay, that looks fine to me. And then cable feeds through the middle of that. Which we do now. And Velcro's on. That should give us a nice comfy cushion. Trying to get it square a minute because it's not quite. We shall see how comfortable that is. There is a cable in the middle, and these all come down in. There is no room to work here. This is like working in the sim cupboard again. Imagine how much space I had in that thing. That was god awful. Right, so we want to put this somewhere here, and then have it so the cables go in. There's two cables, so the mid cushion actually doesn't have anything. You have something roughly where your legs are and in your back. Nothing under your butt, which is interesting. So yeah, these plug in. We have the smaller one, jacks in, and the big old back in here. There's a satisfying click when they go in, and then we want to just try and get that taped to the back of the rig, back of the seat. I'm probably going to try and get this close to the back. So on their diagram, it's pretty much at the back. And I know I'm not doing things in order. I like chaos. Apologies if anyone's actually said anything, because I don't see anything on chat. So I'm assuming nothing's come up yet. It's worth talking about. Other than my inability to rip off the protective things on M3 sticky pads. I don't have the nails to get it off. So if you have short nails, guys, like short nails, getting this damn thing off ain't easy. Yeah, she blows. Okay, right, so that's off. And I'm gonna not twist it that way, because that would twist the cables and that would annoy everyone, including me. So let's get that roughly there, I think. Which gives us a bit of room. I don't want these cables to be taut. But I want them to be as unobtrusive as possible. Okay, so now I'm going to get the seat in. We're going to move back over to the rig. And go from there. Let's give you a bit more height so you can get an idea of what's going on. Yeah, I want it so it's tipping back a little bit. And I don't know if these screws are going to be too bloody long for the job. I'm getting the feeling that's... Oh, they provided. You donkey. Hello, donkey. What was I saying about them? It'd be nice to provide with washers and things. Yeah, they did. Sorry. Me not paying attention to the side of the seat. I think that was a screw, not a... sorry. A thread rather than a screw. And it's a screw. So we get those off sides. Washers in play. And yeah, this could be fun. Yes, the reason why I'm not putting the seat sliders on right now is because the bar is not wide enough for the configuration I currently have. It's going to be a problem because I honestly wanted to be able to run this with the kids. My daughter's at the age that I would like her to start learning to drive. But hey, get it in, get it working, perfect it afterwards. That's what I say. Ugh. Or bodge it and leave it permanently, which is what happens more often than not. So there's a bit more weight to this now. Now it's not just a shell. Okay. Then we get the washers in place. And I'm going to have the back lower than the front. So I'm able to move, but the front, there we go, wasn't kicking over. I do need to have this around here, I think, because otherwise it's sitting on the frame. Rather, it's even a little bit lifted, just for its own protection. And then locate the screw hole, then push it in. Getting it to sit square is always fun. Oh, computer's just gone to sleep. That's what we need, isn't it? I actually think the front is going to be easier to do than the rear. But I want to get the rear in first because I'm awkward like that. Okay, so gripping on something, I can't find the screw. It's not that. Dodgy dealings. How much longer are these screws? Yeah, maybe. So I'm just thinking, how can I bodge this without having to try to unsquare the frame that I have here? I have these lovely long screws that I can put the washer on and a spacer, and then they still have enough thread, if I can not lose the washer. Where did I lose the washer? This. Yeah, so they should have enough thread to work, even though it's because the back of the seat is narrower than the front, and my frame that I built for the other seat is square, and that is not working well. Of course, I could have adjusted the seat frames a little, but could I still do that? And need kicking that side out. Maybe I could still do that. Let's see if this works first. That's a decidedly frustrated no, I think. Ay, ay, ay. And now I've lost the bloody washer. There it is. How do you get all the way over there? So I think what I'm going to have to do is lift the seat out. Try not to kill myself in the process. All of my equipment. So because the frame is square, and the seat is not, I need to undo these a little bit. So yeah, they can come out, they can go in. So in essence, I'm flaring the front to be able to get these to bloody well sit where I need them. I don't even know if that's going to be enough because there's not. Well, there's more adjustment on this than there actually is on these frames. It's okay. I think I can work with it. It's relying a lot more on me having to get things right first time, and that's not going to be great. Yeah, let's get you scoot it in as much as I can. Make sure these T-nuts are loose. Come on, Buck. Doesn't help. So it's catching on the there. Yeah. This side won't slide, even though it is not tight at all. Just won't slide. Yeah, so I'm just bringing them in a little bit, both sides, and then drop the seat in. The seat should space it out naturally, or so I crash out and it falls on my freaking head. Yeah. So now it's just a bit too tight, which is fine. Let's just bring it out a little. We can drop this in. Not quite there yet. A bit more. There we go. Okay. That's tight. Where are my bloody screw holes? There it is. Okay. There we go. Whoa. Whoa there, Betty. Okay. So, a lot of finagling, but I think we're in a position now that I can get a screw in. I'm sweating my ass off. Okay. Now down here, about there, I think, if I can get it there. Oof. One of those catch-22s. You want it tight, so you can screw the damn thing together. But you wanted to get a washer in, so you don't damage the seat. Answers on a postcard. How you do this? Because otherwise I'm going to give up with the washer. Just scratch the hell out of the chair. Okay, so let's go back a bit. You need to come across a little bit. Seat posts. without destroying my VR equipment, preferably. I think part of the problem is the weight of the seat keeps pinching up the peanuts. Okay. Forward. So there, I think that's the most lean I can get on this, sadly, with this setup anyway. And get you in the damn hole. Okay, cool. So there's that wind up. Okay, so we got one in there loosely. Get the other side in, which is going to be there, I think. Where are you on the? Sorry if I'm blocking your view, but basically need a bit of weight on the seats to be able to keep it square. And it's a lot easier on the other side, except I've got garage doors that side, so. Okay. I don't really see a little bit of scratching on here. Come on. So can I see where the damn screw hole is? Oh, there's my hat. Okay. This is such a ball ache, I tell you. Okay, so I've got to do the other side. The other side's lower. Let's square off the other side, and then hopefully we are in a position where we can move forward. Yeah, this is not fun to do yourself, by the way, especially in such tight confines. Yeah, fucking washer is gone on the rail. I've lost it. That's 2 washers down. One to go. Yeah, the swearometer in this stream is going to be high. Okay. Then locate the decking hole and see if we can tighten it. Even just trying to get these things farm tight is a bit of a pain sometimes. There we go. So we've got two sides done. The seat is not square at the minute, despite my best efforts, but we can maybe square that up. Okay. I can definitely loosen off the screws to try and help. What I want to do, tighten up the two that we got on the back. Try and get the thing to hold itself in place a bit better, because right now it's yeah, it wants to fold backwards. And then we can play with the Sensit. Getting it dinner time. I may have to close the stream and we finish up later on, but yeah, I can see generally seats in place. I've got to do a lot of finagling to get it to stay there, but it's yeah, it's now both sides in. If I can get this first washer done this side, I can, I think, then joyously leave it for later on. What I want to do later on is I can line this damn hole up. There we go. I think that's lined up. Knew it. There we go. Cool. I won't fall backwards now. But basically, we've got a little bit of a lean on with this. It's one screw hole different, and we're mostly limited actually by the dimensions of the seat, because we've got the screw at the bottom stopping us from being able to lower that any further. I think maybe if we were really lucky we could get it to the bottom, to the second hole down. We're currently on the third one down, so we've only got maybe just an inch of rearward lean. Maybe that'd be enough. Won't know until we get playing in the seat. Yeah, I'm gonna cut the stream off now just so I can go and get myself a tea and get this thing in properly. But yeah, I've got to try and sort this out. I've got dinner to make, and then I'll come in and finish off seat placement, and then we can maybe pick up the stream again with the software side of things. So yeah, hardware is installed. I've got access to the USB and the power rear. You can see that. I don't think the camera's going to reach. Try. We have a long cable on the camera. But if you have a look in here, you can see we've got the USB available as well as the power, and the seats roughly in place. It's a little bit to the left right now, so I need to just move it over. But yeah, I think oh, sweaty old job that is. Yeah, so we've got the seat in place. It's way more effort than I'd like. Not be able to use I wanted to recycle the seat slider. The bar, unfortunately, is too narrow. Maybe I can mod that. I've got thoughts on that. So yeah, if I can get this on maybe we can do the software later on. Yeah, I got to go in and help out with dinner, so better go. But yeah, hopefully this stream is giving you some reflection. Getting a bucket seat in a tight space is not easy. It's a ball ache, but it hopefully will give us some better racing, and yeah, give us some nice feedback from the Sensit. But yeah, like I said, try and get some first impressions on this once I've got the seat in place. Hopefully I'll get that done later today, otherwise it's going to be later in the week. But yeah, I think we can move on from there. So let's get this stream ended. I hope you've enjoyed it, and yeah, I will break this down into a long form video later on so you can see what I'm doing. Cut out all of the bits where I'm swearing and we have problems, because we have problems, right? And then yeah, we can condense it down into a nice little 10-minute video. But yeah, I just thought it'd be nice to do this as a stream, trying to change the tempo a little bit. I will be doing something around configuring routers for VR at some point. So that's more about getting the MetaQuest 2, 3, and the Pico 4s all running smoothly for things like virtual desktop in a PC environment, because that'd be pretty damn cool too. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed watching this stream of me trying to get a bucket seat in. Bucket seat is in. I got one screw to do and a bit of tidying up. But yeah, I'll save that for another stream. So yeah, first impressions will be coming next. Okay, bye-bye. Hopefully I press the ending button.